Hey, good morning. It's Friday, October 3rd, and we're going to solve the New York Times crossword puzzle. Today's puzzle is constructed by Rebecca Goldstein and Raphael Musa. Pretty sure we've seen both of those names a number of times. We're on a 105-day streak, so that's pretty cool. Only 80 to go till we get to our longest. And I'm just trying to think what's going on around here. It's a chilly morning, but it has been gorgeous fall weather here in the Rocky Mountains. The leaves have mostly all changed, and now, one windy day, they're all going to fall down. So kind of wrapping up fall, and it'll be snowing here before too long, I'm sure. And yeah, that's about it. Let's solve a puzzle. Hope your week went well, and I hope all your solving was smooth. And I hope these guys treat us nicely. First sip of coffee. Delicious. Let's do it. It's Friday, so it'll be themeless and challenging, and let's go. Smooths out some rough edges. Probably sands. Content commonly consumed by commuters. Interesting. One end of a lap. One end of a lap. Like your hips, your knees, right? Service to foster parents. Like Miss Piggy and Captain Kirk by birth. Well, this must be Social Security number, yeah. Miss Piggy and Captain Kirk by birth. Path to the Oscars. That's the red carpet. Condition that may be treated with SSRIs. Well, I know this is Skip on Spotify. Condition that may be treated, is it like PTSD perhaps? That feels good. Bygones will be bygone. Bygones will be bygone. Something fading into gray. Taylor Swift is a real hole in my pop culture knowledge. I just don't know. They help you get a grip. Like vices. Right? Slapdash. Diploma equivalent is your GED. Poet who wrote, "This is the way the world ends, not with a bang, but with a whimper." I don't know. Animals whose name sounds like a letter. Animals whose name sounds like a letter that doesn't appear in its name. Interesting. Graduates in green and black regalia. Stops on a world tour, say. Something placed by a confident person. Like a bet? Placed by... Choo-choo train sound. Professional juggling act. Pest control targets. Uh-oh. When repeated, a nonverbal, "Can you hear me?" A nonverbal, "Can you hear me?" What? Like tapping a mic or something? Like tap, tap? Can you hear me? Maybe, I don't know. On Deck is up next. Thank goodness we got something there. May I help you? Vans alternative. Is that like the shoe Vans? Probably. Staggering blows. Set unit. A set unit. Oh, a rep. Like in a gym. I was thinking tennis. Alfresco dining spot. Stuffed. Like sated. Word after trumpet or tiger. Trumpet. Tiger lily? Trumpet lily? Trumpet. Welcoming. Ones who are quick to complain. Modern day home of the oldest discovered... Oh, I forgot to move my thing again. I really like this better. I don't know if it makes any difference to you, but Next time you got to remind me to do that, okay? Moving on. If you don't believe me, fished off the coast of Maine, maybe. Something raised during Oktoberfest. I mean, I want it to be a beer stein, but that doesn't fit. I don't know. Sprang pretty bad. Kind of quickish, but it's because I didn't fill anything in. So, and especially when we started out fairly strong, we got 3 of the acrosses up in this corner here. Apparently we weren't done with these. Apparently we weren't done with these. Some push notifications like news something. So this must be Iowan. Another day. News something dead. Bad internet connections dead. Hold on, we're working as fast as we can. Chances are odds. Boxing Day month must be December. More than wants craves. Okay, a little bit of momentum here. Stinging the eyes say. Acrid. Ones easily fooled are saps. This is a podcast content. Yeah, podcasts. I'm a big podcast guy. Service. Like elder care. Elder care. That feels okay. So this is like please bear with us or something. Please bear with. No. Please. I'm going to stick with please. Oh, is this eras? Oh, yeah. So I do know something about Taylor Swift. It's the Eras Tour. Can't get enough of something. Like eat it up. One under a mare's care. That's what, a foal? Lose it. Net. Luxurious European gambling mecca. Well, that's Monte Carlo, right? Reality shows. One of 1665 in the Eiffel Tower. Like an I don't know. What comes before we go? Off we go. One skilled at withholding details. This is brutal. Besties, maybe. Stage character who says, how sharper... What? Stage character who says, how sharper than a serpent's tooth it is to have a thankless child. A stickler of a sort. Like a pedant, maybe. Ridged rod in construction is rebar. Who else? Who says? Not a striking personality. That's a scab, a person who breaks a strike. British bum. A kiddo is a tyke, right? National symbol of England. Self-love, self-care. Probably not care because we have elder care. What a wave might mean. Oh, this is crybabies. Ask anyone. A beer. Kent. Okay. National symbol of England must be a lion. A vast amount is a sea or a ton. All right, so weird puzzle here. The cluing is quite hard. I think there's a lot of hard fill also. And man, we have a lot of white grid left here. So let's do it. Half-ass is slapdash. A poet who wrote blah, blah, blah. That's Eliot, T.S. Eliot. Animals whose name sounds like a letter that doesn't appear in its name. Graduates. So is this like MDs maybe? I don't know why they would graduate in black and green though. Stops on a world tour. Those are arenas. Speaking of eras, can't get enough. Eats it up. Something placed by a confident person must be a bet, right? Please be patient. There we go. Bet. Oops. Use. There it is. Choo-choo train sound is chugga 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 chugga. Professional juggling act. Pest control targets. Oh, this is news alerts. So this is pest control. Like ants. Maybe. When repeated, so this is tap tap, okay. On deck. Oh, so next up. I had up next. May I help you? Yes. Another one. What comes before we go? Ants. Deadlines. Professional juggling act. So what is this? Like, how can I not know what that is? Vans are an alternative to Puma shoes. Besties are fam. Professional juggling act is... Oh, this is... Oh, okay. Work-life balance. There we go. Staggering blows. Alfresco dining spot is a terrace. It sounds lovely. Word after trumpet or tiger. It must be tiger, lily, trumpet, lily. Get angry. Staggering blows like gales. King Lear. Must be gales. Gale force winds. Welcoming. Modern day home of the oldest discovered library in the world. Modern day home. Fished off the coast of Maine, maybe. I think this is like asking me what kind of fish. Like, is it eeled? Eeled? Maybe. Sprang. This could be a little bit tough down the stretch here. Reality shows are excuse reality shows. Now this must be step. I guess I didn't realize you could actually walk up the Eiffel Tower. One skilled at withholding details. A tax. This must be toot toot. Reality shows. Docu series. This is a tax lawyer. Welcoming, warm, Syria, yield, arose. 1408, we did it. The whole way that felt pretty challenging, and I do think that the cluing was very hard, and the fill was pretty hard. There's a lot of unusual stuff. I mean, elder care, red carpet, crybabies, I don't know, beer tent, a decent amount of like unusual fill, and it was clued in a challenging way, and I never felt remotely comfortable in the solve, and somehow we solved it in under average time. So I don't know. There you go. I never know. And it's a really good like reminder, no matter how poorly you think you're doing in a puzzle, you might actually be kind of crushing, and it does take a couple of looks. You got to make a couple passes before it all comes together for you. So let's have a look, see what we liked. Smooths out some rough edges, sands. When I was growing up, like woodworking class was a big thing, and if I was a teacher, I would not want kids to use miter saws and things like that, but I loved woodworking, and in my next life, I'm going to be a furniture maker, sand all kinds of things. Podcasts. The nice thing about podcasts is you don't really have to pay that much attention. Books on tape don't work for me because you need to follow a plot. Podcasts, you can kind of like drift in and out. It's no big deal. And there's just such a broad range of them. I love that I can listen to podcasts on so many various subjects. One end of a lap, knees. Elder care is service to foster parents. Elder care, that's going to be a big one. Miss Piggy and Captain Kirk, of course, are both from Iowa. Duh. Red carpet, PTSD, Eras Tour. I feel like I would be able to guess accurately that songs were written by Taylor Swift, but I don't know, man. Vice grip, half-ass is slapdash, GED. So let's see how many letter answers we have. PTSD, GED, T.S. Eliot, although they left the TS out. Use, MDs. So green and black regalia, like is that a doctor thing? Is green and black regalia? Apparently. Never heard of that though. And that's more letters, MDs. Stops on a world tour like the Eras Tour are arenas. Bet is placed by a confident man. Toot, work-life balance is a profession. That's a really well-clued answer. Professional juggling act is your work-life balance. That's elegantly clued. I like it. Ants, tap. Next up, yes, Puma. It's funny, when I was a kid, I definitely had a number of pairs of Pumas. I remember they had like kind of like a faux suede finish to them. And yeah, I thought they were so cool. And I probably haven't owned a pair of Pumas in 30 years, so weird. Staggering blows are gales, rep, terrace, sated. So like a tiger lily, sure. A trumpet lily. I guess. I don't... Yeah. Warm, crybabies are quick to complain. Syria. Ask anyone if you don't believe me. Yield. So I've never... Like, I've eaten eel in sushi restaurants, and it's okay. But the idea of eating an eel, not eating eel, but like eating an eel, is just horrifying. And I remember in Vietnam, I saw, you'd see like big buckets of them, and they're just like going crazy in this bucket, splashing around and stuff. And it is about the most unappetizing looking thing. Sea urchin, maybe? That's pretty unappetizing. I guess a lobster. We've all just tricked ourselves into thinking lobsters look delicious because they are delicious. Anyways, that was my eel rant. Beer tent. Yep. Must be a lot of work to erect those tents. I've worked in some like outdoor festival things where, they build a little city for a few days, and if you don't build that tent right, everyone's gonna have a bad time. Spraying is a rose. Skip on Spotify. Seems like we're approaching a tipping point with Spotify where a bunch of artists are gonna just start leaving Spotify and they're gonna have to scramble. Apple Music is gonna pick up the slack, but it seems like Spotify is not crushing it right now. So stay tuned. Another one. That's like pretty lousy. Another one. Apparently we weren't done with these. Another one. Like that's a pretty weak clue and answer. Push notifications are news alerts, dead links. Boy, that sure looked like deadlines when I looked at it. Social security number, more letter fill. Please be patient. I feel like there's a lot of this. Like, what did we have? Ask anyone. Another one. Please be patient. Like these long kind of like, I don't know. Chances are odds. Boxing Day is celebrated in December. That's also when my birthday is celebrated, so you might want to start shopping. Craves, acrid, saps, but not from a tree. Sets, yep, those are tennis sets. Interesting, because I like a unit of a set. I was thinking tennis, and we ended up with something pretty similar. Forgets to proofread his errors, eats it up. Foal, get angry. I know the fill, there's some really good fill and some really not great fill. Kind of all over the place. Monte Carlo. I'm not totally sure where Monte Carlo is. If I looked at a map, I would probably struggle. Docuseries, Step Away. A tax lawyer is skilled at withholding details. Besties are your fam. King Lear. Pedant. Pretty proud of myself for getting pedant without too much help. Rebar, yeah, that's a thing. Who else? Scab, arse is a British bum. Oh, okay, yeah, I was thinking like a bum, like a hobo. A kiddo's a tyke, and lion, some more British stuff. Self-made, bye, and a vast amount is a C. So we did it. We solved this puzzle. We extended our streak to 106 days. That's pretty solid. And yeah, like I said, I never really found a good groove here. The first couple passes were pretty unproductive, and just glad we got through that one. Once again, I forgot to introduce this video at the top of the video. This is the Crossboss channel, and my name is Morgan. And if you enjoyed watching me solve this puzzle, you can click the like button so that I know you enjoyed watching it. And if you want to have the opportunity to enjoy more videos of mine, you can subscribe to this Crossboss channel. And this is what we do here. I haven't done a TikTok in a while. The TikTok thing, I'm still not sure if I'm going to lean into that for, Monday, Tuesday solves that I can just kind of fly through. But I don't know. If you're on TikTok, check me out. But that's really about it. I don't have a huge weekend planned. Next week is a lot busier for me work-wise. So I'm kind of just enjoying all the sports. Baseball's back. I like playoff baseball. And I have tuned out of baseball for years. I've talked about it on this channel. When the Red Sox traded Mookie Betts in 2019, pretty much since then I've been not interested in the Red Sox, who are my team. And if I'm not interested in the Red Sox, then the only thing I'm watching baseball for is to root against the Yankees, which is great and gives me like 80% of the same satisfaction. Like watching them leave is 80% as lose is 80% as satisfying as watching the Red Sox win. So now I've got that going for me, and I can root against the Yankees and hope that Aaron Boone makes a bunch of egregious managerial errors. But I have to say that 3 days of Red Sox-Yankees playoff baseball, especially that first game on Tuesday, was really awesome and just reminded me how much I used to love baseball and playoff baseball specifically. It was really great. So just my wistful old man, longing for the days of yore when things were simple and we played baseball. Yeah, sad state of affairs. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to some football, of course, and looking forward to some more gorgeous fall weather. And yeah, like I said, like it and subscribe to it. And most importantly, I hope you'll join me again next time for another solve of the New York Times crossword. Thanks. Bye.